Mayor Brennan, nice to see you again.
Good to see you, Marco. Mayor DiBattista, good to see you.
Good to be seen, right?
Yeah. I got a good one. Hey, Tim, I can share my screen, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
By the way, Ted, I want you to know we are recording this, so just a little FYI. So keep it good.
Everything is above board.
I know, I'm just having fun. So we're excited to have you guys on today. We're going to get started, like I said, in a couple minutes, just to get everybody in. And we're just going to keep it real simple to get started. I'm going to actually we'll do a quick pledge of allegiance, and then I'm going to introduce you guys. We're not going to really go around or really have too much other than that as things go on. So, and we're not going to go around to each person and just see what's going on, because that would just take too much time. We really want to hear from you guys. I know you've had an exciting 12 months to say the least, and I hope everybody in your family and both of you are well, and just excited to have you both with us today.
Tim, anything you ever need, we're here for you, man. I really appreciate you putting this kind of thing together. It makes a big deal,
Well, we've learned a lot in the last 12 months, especially with this virtual stuff.
Hopefully
Ted, your
soon.
background looks very impressive, by the way. I know that's real. That's the challenge. You have your certificate,
This is my office.
I know you look official. It looks like an office.
Yeah.
It's a good looking thing. So that's now you're at the house or you're out of the house?
I am at my office in Haddonfield at Remington and Vernick.
Oh,
So
okay. You are there. Okay. I
I'm
wasn't
stuck on the third floor here. They stick me up in the attic.
No, that's not like you said, it's called the third floor. You're in the executive towers is what it's called.
Executive tower.
Which is good. Well, listen, we're going to get started. And as we do with all of our meetings, we're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. So I'm going to put a flag up and we'll get things started. Hopefully this works for me. Let's see what happens here. There it is. So we're going to get started. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, thank you all. And thank you for joining us today for our PMAC meeting. Once a year, we're fortunate and blessed enough to have the mayors from our two local towns, from Merchville and Pennsauken, come together to kind of give us an update. Although we know since the last time we've been together, the world has definitely changed. I'm hoping we find everybody well. Today is March 10th, 2020. And we're going to just get an update from both of as I said, our mayors. We're going to start with Mayor Brennan. He's going to share a little bit about what's happening with Merchantville and what's going on. So I'm going to stop share. And if you guys need to share, you should be able to. Okay. So welcome, Mayor Brennan, to our call. You're muted.
Tim, thank you very much. And to all of PMAC, thank you very much for inviting me. It's an honor of mine to be here and present annually to all of the members of PMAC and all other interested parties. And it's good to see Mayor DiBattista here today. And I'm going to throw something on the screen and you'll all see this. And I think, can you guys see my screen right now?
Yeah, we see it.
Yes, we see it.
A picture from last year. Are you looking at that?
Yes, sir.
All right, look at those smiling faces. Nobody knew what was happening or what was to come. That's February 12th, 2020. We all look happy. We're in person. It was a different time. And I bring that up just to say and to put a perspective, which we all know, that the last year has been something else. But we're all here today. And Tim, thank you for putting this together as always. So I'll stop sharing. I just wanted to put that up there.
And no mask on those faces too back then too.
No masks.
Yeah.
I shaved regularly back then. things have changed. So, look, it's no surprise, and I think that Marco would say the same thing. 2020 was a challenging year. The beginning of 2021 has been a challenging year, remains a challenging year. And the borough allocated basically all of its resources, as most governmental entities have in the last year, to fighting the pandemic, helping its residents out, helping its businesses out, helping the larger community out. And I think at a government level, we're able to respond and remain able to respond to the needs of residents and businesses. And we will do so as long as we need to. But what I think we really need to understand and what we can take from it is the last year showcased the true, unique nature of the relationship between government and business, and how, that strong bond between those two things, government and your local government, and the businesses that we support, that interface with us, that support us. The last year, the residents in all of our communities, what they've done to try and support our businesses, support our government, and what we've done as well. I mean, I can't say enough about the response from our communities to our businesses, and you all, many of you on this call know better than I do about just how important our residents, this group, governments involved, were to trying to not just support those businesses during those difficult times, but also to provide and allocate resources. In the borough, I know that we reallocated job positions. We had an executive order czar who essentially was taking any information from the federal and state governments and county level governments, repackaging and putting it in a form that was best digestible by our businesses so that they had as much information as possible. And that resource still exists to this day because we at a borough government level continue to take actions to provide flexibility to our businesses and anybody who wants to do business with us in accordance with what the state is allowing us to do. Outdoor dining, removing restrictions on zoning and planning applications and requirements there. The borough has taken great lengths throughout the last year to reduce costs to the businesses that are involved in the borough by waiving permit fees and just trying to really bring the sense of community together that we all have. We coordinated with those businesses and maintained that coordination with regard to grant and loan application opportunities, deadlines, and resources internally within the borough. And of course, recently, the American Rescue Plan, which should be passed through reconciliation completely and signed into law this week, is going to provide another opportunity, not just for small businesses, but to the governments. 350 billion or 60 billion is going directly to state and local governments. 9 billion is going to the state of New Jersey, and there will be a relative application to each of the communities that are represented here today. So, we look forward to being able to distribute those funds, working with our governmental partners, working with Pennsauken, working with Camden County to get that funding to the businesses that need it. And I think that if we can do that, we can utilize some of the funds that are coming to the state and local government that's going to make up for some of the additional costs associated with what we've done this past year, and also provide for greater dollars to invest in infrastructure, to invest in programs. And these are all opportunities for us to create connections with a lot of the businesses and members of the of PMAC here. So I think that, I've spent the first couple minutes here talking a lot about what we've done over the last year. And I think you probably would all agree with me that I'd like to start talking about what the future holds, because we all want to turn the page. We all want to, move forward. I'd be remiss if I didn't put a plug in. Please, if you haven't been vaccinated, go get vaccinated. I know that both Merchantville and Pennsauken are working diligently to get, at least initially, seniors. We're working to try and get those individuals who have digital barriers, to get them registered. We have a great registration program in person. We're utilizing those resources. working with the county to get dates moved up. So if you are in Camden County and you're a Camden County resident and you're struggling, look, reach out to us. I'm sure Marco would say the same thing. Reach out to them. We'll work with our community county partners, and we'll get you vaccinated. So that's on the past. Now let's talk about what we're doing here. And I keep talking about the redevelopment area, which is the major sort of economic development driver that's left for the borough of Merchantville. We are moving forward with a pedestrian street, which is a major design element in the central part of that triangle redevelopment area. We received in 2016 about $1 million from DOT through the Transportation Alternatives Program. This pedestrian walkway is going to be a gathering feature within that redevelopment area. It is going to connect what is a very successful multi-use path, which I know Pennsauken's also studying extension, and we're working to try and get that completed. In addition, Fran, I think you're sharing your screen. I'm not sure if you meant to do that.
Thanks, Ted.
In addition, it's going to connect the businesses in our downtown district to additional parking opportunities. So we're really excited. We're working with our design partner now, and we are moving towards construction probably in 2022 for that pedestrian element. At the same time, we're continuing to work with a developer to try and market the redevelopment opportunity in that area. We're shifting our focus a little for a little less intense development in that area, but focusing on the existing businesses, some infill opportunities, and to create somewhat of an arts and entertainment district in that area, while focusing on the anchor tenants and the anchor businesses that we have in that area, Eclipse Brewing, and some of the other downtown businesses we have there. So we're looking forward to a strong 2021 where we're able to roll out a lot more of those programs, engage in additional economic development. And I can tell you, I know that the last year has been difficult, but I think our communities and the communities that PMAC serves and is involved with have seen a real influx of residents moving from the Philadelphia region. We're moving out of the cities, moving into our homes, moving into our neighborhoods. And there's a true energy surrounding that. I have a lot of people who want to get involved, want to be part of our communities. And I think that we want to use 2021 as an opportunity to capture that energy and continue moving forward with the vision of the borough, which is to be a great partner with our businesses, our larger community, which, I've always said the municipal boundaries to me are just, they were written at some point and drawn by somebody, but they don't dictate how we shop, how we live, how we eat, and how we work. As always, I thank you and encourage everybody on this call. If you ever need anything from me, I'm very available. You can feel free to email me, call the borough. I'll get back to you as quick as I can. And Tim, as always, if anything from PMAC, if I can help, if I can be here, I love being here. Please let me know. So with that, that's basically where we are. And I thank you for your time.
Well, Ted, thank you. And we appreciate that, Mayor. And what's exciting, our last meeting we had about the Rails to Trails, and I know Marco's going to talk about that, and Merchantville and Pennsauken, like you said, no borders. That is a focal point of that part of town, and just unbelievable, and some great stuff has happened since our last meeting, and we're just excited about the future and seeing, we're finally getting some nice weather, so people will be out and about again, which will be fabulous. But I want to thank you for your always positive message, always focus on the future, and the future of our community together is just unbelievable. So thank you again for joining us today, Mayor.
My pleasure.
Fantastic. So I'm going to pass it over to Pennsauken's Mayor, Marco Di Battista. Marco is just, we have the fortunate pleasure of knowing Marco for a little while now, a couple of years personally, and he just is a focused individual, just like Mayor Brennan, just doing great things, cares about the community, bleeds the community, just like Mayor Brennan, grew up here and just wants to give back. So I'm going to pass this over. Thank you for joining us, Mayor. Go ahead. Take it away, Marco.
I appreciate the kind words, Tim. Tim, you and Nancy, you guys do such a phenomenal job with PMAC, and your guys' dedication to these kind of things really is it's impressive, and it doesn't go unnoticed. I mean, our communities survive on the businesses that we have because that is our community. And I really appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. And to Mayor Brennan, always a pleasure to see you. I must commend Merchantville in a lot of ways. You guys do a lot of great things. That trail you guys speak about, where we'll speak to it, the Rails to Trails project. You know, your trails kind of runs next to our town as well. Your stretch, and a lot of our community utilizes it. And myself and the rest of the committee are so dedicated to outside spaces, open spaces for people during these times. I applaud the fact that you guys got that done when you did, and we thank you for it. And we are going to build onto it. But I'm going to, like Mayor Brennan spoke about, I'd be hard pressed not to just mention a few things about 2020, although I know we would all like to forget that year even happened. I will say, I am really proud to be on the committee full of people and work with an administration here in town that on March 12th, we called an emergency meeting of committee, administration, and our Board of Health to make a decision on how we were going to handle this pandemic before it was the pandemic that it is now. You know, we received some word that things were getting bad and numbers were starting to show up everywhere. And we didn't have a case in Pennsauken yet. But we got together and we sat at the table and we put what we believed the safety and future, not only of our residents, but all of our 370 plus full-time employees that we have here in town. And we put those concerns first, and we shut down our business doors, but we didn't shut down our business. And I'm proud of that. Our employees worked from home, worked remotely, worked with each other. Social distance, we had PPE for everybody. Our EMS, our fire, our police all worked through this. Our frontliners gave us everything they had every day. And I am proud to say that we were the first people in Camden County to shut down our facilities in the facet that we did. And I'm really proud of that because as a team, we have always stressed how we are safety oriented. We want people, we understand the pandemic is here and we understand it's real, but we also understand we have to survive in it. We can't just go home, close our doors, shut the shutters and turn it off. We had to find a way to work through it. And we did that. And we are continuing to do it. And I will echo the same thing Mayor Brennan said. Listen, vaccines are very important. We are seeing numbers drop. Listen, we firmly believe that the numbers are dropping because the rollout targeted the right groups first. The people who wind up in the hospital, the people who do get sick, were the first ones to get their shots. This is why the numbers in the hospitals leveled off and dropped. This allows our essential workers to not be as overloaded as they have been for the past year. It's a big deal for us. And we are excited to announce that Pennsauken is actually a registered vaccine location with the state of New Jersey through the efforts of Ed Paul and our fire department and Rite Aid on Maple Ave. The only thing holding us up from having an official spot in town at Rite Aid, given vaccines, is we are waiting from the state to actually receive our vaccines, as are a lot of people. And we understand that. I'd be lying if I said we were patiently waiting. We're anxiously waiting. We want to help. So what happened is early in this year when the vaccine was rolled out, I received a few emails and phone calls from some concerned senior residents, maybe not even the residents themselves, their kids, trying to get their parents a date for a vaccine. And what happened was we quickly learned that if you don't have an email address and a cell phone, you're going to have a really tough time getting a vaccine. So I came to the building and I got together with our administration, and with some conversations through some of our people, we found a third-party Cam Care that operates right here in Camden County, helping people all over the state of New Jersey. We partnered with them. They are going to set up their setup for vaccines right here in Pennsauken at our fire station on Delview, which is Union and River Road. You people will be escorted in by police force, EMS. We will walk you in, sign you up, get your shot, sit down in a separate room for 15 minutes. You'll be escorted out of the building directly to your car and safely taken home by whoever brought you. And we are really proud of that. So we've taken over 1,400 names from our residents on forms we've asked them to fill out. CamCare has taken this list and sent it to the state, and they are actually, we have actually here in Pennsauken, people off of that list have been contacted by CamCare, and although we're not set up here because they do not have the shots to give yet, they found other locations for people to get shots, and we've had our residents given shots through the forms they filled out with us, and through the work of CamCare, they have given them an appointment in another location, and people are starting to now get vaccinated right through us. Now we say we're proud of that because we're doing it, but beyond being proud of it, I'm just happy to see our people who need this protection finally start to get it. And I know Mayor Brennan feels the same way. I mean, these type of things are imperative to our people. That's our responsibility. You know, I said to our administration when we got these calls, what are we going to do? And the answers were very positive, but it was, well, let's think about this. This is our job. There is an issue, and let's just find a way to get rid of the roadblocks that we see being names, addresses, social security numbers, emails. Let's get past it and think about how can we do it. So we are proud to announce that is currently happening now, and that is something that is near and dear not only to my heart, but I know everybody on committee, everybody working in the town has been helping with this. Shakir Ali has been pivotal. Committee woman Nicole Robertson, who's just been added onto our committee in December, has been pivotal with her contacts with CamCare already. It's been very exciting, and I'm proud to say we're doing it. But to speak about the other things happening in town, listen, we've learned a lot. And this past year, Tim, you said it. We've learned a lot in this last year. You know, we've learned that being outside is a great thing. So we're proud to say we finished up during the pandemic our 49th Street Park that is on the edge of the Delaware River. We finished up a project that was funded by a grant that actually redid the entire park, has a walkway through it. We've connected a walkway from the park along the train tracks down next to the river, take you all the way down to Tipton's Pond. We've redone the decks and docks at Tipton's Pond as a way for people to get outside, social distance, be safe, walk your dog. We have exercise equipment on the trail, outside. We know it's safe. People are comfortable. We've been locked up, and we are really dedicated to outside spaces. During this time, we also did, now across the street from Tipton's Pond now, we'll take you to where the pool is. Next to the pool is a hockey rink. Next to the hockey rink are tennis courts. We took 2 tennis courts that are fenced in with lights, and we rededicated them to full-time pickleball courts. We have 6 completely dedicated, refurbished pickleball courts fenced in with lights. And what we did was we took the building there next to it where the hockey is, and we redid the bathrooms internally for a men and women's bathroom, because we have people in town that are using our tennis courts on Browning Road for pickleball. And when they have to use the lavatory, they leave and they drive to Dunkin' Donuts on Route 130, okay? We are giving them a location now where we can park, ample parking, safe to be. We resurfaced the walkway from the parking lot to the pickleball courts, and another walkway from the pickleball courts to where the restrooms are. There's a seating area. We're really excited about this. We see that people are outside being active, and we want to give our residents a reason to come outside and stay inside of our community, not have to leave our community to go somewhere else to do something exciting, or entice somebody from a bordering town such as Merchantville, Cherry Hill, whoever is around us, come into our town, see what we're doing. We are concentrated on creating the best environment we can, not only for our residents, but for the community in general. It's our job to show people that we are pushing forward always. And we're really proud of what's happening. Actually, this Saturday at 12 noon, come one, come all, we're going to have our ribbon cutting to announce the opening of this pickleball court. And we're going to have people running around with paddles everywhere, bouncing balls off the fence. I played with some of these people a few years ago, and they were whipping the ball at me. I couldn't handle the serve on some of these players. It was actually really neat to get involved. It is a great activity if you've done it. Unfortunately, I told the South Jersey pickleball crew that I already have a crazy hobby of golf, and it's taken over my life. And I can't stop playing golf for pickleball. I own too many golf shirts. It wouldn't work. So, but I will play if they do have me. To speak about business, our town is blessed with a lot of commercial business, a lot of small business, a lot of major roads, Route 130, 70, 38, Westfield Avenue is another great one, Hannaford Road, Maple Ave. These businesses during this time, we have worked seamlessly with everybody with any kind of dining as a way to maybe the outside dining when it started. We worked with them to set up. We even had some templates for people to use on how to operate outside. We have the Pennsauken Country Club during this time is another business we had that had some outside dining. But for us as a business, for the township, as a revenue draw, actually for Pennsauken Township, we own the country club. The country club did over 46,000 rounds of golf last year. If you know anything about the business, that's an astronomical number. This pandemic has drawn people outside. Our product serves at a very high level, municipally owned, well manicured, professionally run by staff that is dedicated to being servants of the community. And the numbers that we did there were great. And those numbers are big because that revenue can funnel into our actual operating money for the rest of the town. So it's big for us to have a successful place. And those guys work great. It's a department that I am in charge of. I'm proud of saying that I am in charge of it. We've instituted online booking and a point of sale system. We've taken over our pro shop. Our proceeds from the pro shop were over $75,000 last year, and that was only partially open through the year, and only one person at a time is allowed internally. So we're excited about that. We're also excited about the businesses that have come into our town. During this time, we've had some really neat businesses come in. We've had, if you know, off of River Road, there was a business, Menu Foods. They've sold their business, and they now have in there a Royal Wine Corporation. It's the world's leading producer and distributor of award-winning kosher wines and spirits, right? So not to give them a plug, but I think it's really neat that we have a business of that size coming into our town. They understand that our location is good, and we want to support them. If you know, Habitat for Humanity was tucked away off of Route 130 behind Burger King there, right by Cooper River. If you've ever been there, I have. My wife loves looking at furniture and trying to grab a great deal. This place has done such an amazing job that they've actually gone out onto Route 130, onto where Howard Hill was. They've taken over that enormous building, and they're doing their business out of that location. So we always love to see when businesses reinvest into our town, right? And we're proud of that because we work seamlessly with any roadblocks that these businesses have. I'll give you an example, not to go crazy about businesses, but something really exciting for us is, I don't know if you remember a company or heard of a company called Scrub Daddy. They were on Shark Tank, arguably Shark Tank's most successful company. These guys, and I had an opportunity to meet the owner. They were out looking for a place. They were spread out in a few different places in New Jersey, and they wanted one central location. They bought a place right here on Route 130, 116,000 square foot warehouse to put their one-stop shop for this global company. When they were looking here, there were some roadblocks as using the building for what they needed it to do. You would imagine a company of this size has a lot of tractor trailers coming in and out with distribution and production. And they reached out to our mayor of last year, Tim Killian, and said, "Hey, can you help me? We'd like to buy this building, but we do have some concerns." We put together our team of Shakir Ali and everybody in our building department, and one by one, our staff individually worked with the owner of this company to take down any and every obstacle that they had, whether it was with their fire system or what they wanted to do with an egress with a neighbor, whatever they needed. We showed those guys that our dedication was to their business coming into our town. And we just received a pretty elaborate email thanking them. They finally made settlement on the building. They did present in front of our planning board, and all systems are go ahead. So we are now going to have Scrub Daddy as another global distribution company coming out of town. You know, J&J Snacks. I mean, just to name a few. We've been blessed. Listen, Sir Speedy on Route 130, all these guys and girls that are working in town, the businesses that help us move when we come out of our house and our wife says, hey, what are we having for dinner tonight? I get sent up there on the Westfield Ave to Monte Grillo's to grab dinner for everybody. You know, these businesses are important to us, and our economic development team has been tasked to help in any way that they can. And I think they're doing a great job. And not to keep going here, but we approach our town as a business, and not hardlined, like a family business. You know, we consider our employees family. We know who they are. We know what their families are going through. We're cognizant of all that stuff, but we hold our business to a standard that we believe our residents deserve. And that's important to us because we are residents here. I've been here, like Tim mentioned, I've been here, born and raised here. I'm living in the house that I grew up in, and I was brought home from the hospital, and I was fortunate enough to buy that house off of my mother after my father had passed away. And I think it's a unique situation for me to raise my family in the same home that I was raised in. We talked about moving a few times. My kids told me they don't want to leave, you know, so there's our internal struggles with that kind of stuff, but it's unique. And everybody on committee feels the same way. Our dedication, all waking hours are for what's happening in this town. And to speak to Merchantville a little bit, you know, I spoke to Mayor Brennan a week or so ago when we were saying how, you know, our towns are next to each other, but we are intertwined in a lot of ways. And it is great to have leadership in a bordering town like Mayor Brennan, because if you have issues or you have discussions on streets or even services, you know, with where I work with the sewage authority and different stuff inside of Merchantville, we know we have a person we can reach out to that is a great guy. So we thank him for that. And again, Tim and Nancy, where I thank you guys for everything that you do for PMAC and for this whole area, not just Pennsauken and Merchantville, all these bordering areas around here. We know we are one big community, and we see the big picture of it. And I'm proud to be a part of it. You know, it's been over 2 years now. I've been on committee. This is my first time serving as mayor. An honor beyond words can explain. As a guy who's played PY sports and ran around and tortured my neighbors outside playing basketball, and now to have them come over and ask me some questions and I can help them. You know, it's a truly an honor to be able to help the people in this area. So thank you guys for having me. Mayor Brennan, thank you for sharing your information. It's good to see you. And I couldn't be happier and I couldn't be more proud. Thank you guys.
Well, Marco, I want to tell you, for first time being mayor, it sounds like you have this in your blood. So you did a great job just sharing what's going on in town, the vision, all the great things that are going on. So we thank you for your time, for you and Mayor Brennan for both being with us today to kind of let the community know what's going on out there. And as you stated, you know, get your vaccine, outdoor experiences with the new parks, and also with the rails of trail, right? All those things that help the community stay a community. And we are just looking forward for 2021 to being a great year. We want to thank everybody who has joined us today. You know, it's amazing. When we all had to learn this new world called the Zoom world. And it's amazing that some folks still are you know, I deal with clients, and some clients I still have to go see, but many of them, you know, it's done via Zoom now, which is just an awesome thing. So we want to thank everybody who has joined us today. We will be having our Zoom meeting next month on the second Wednesday of the month. So please join us for that. We'll be sending out a flyer on that. And want to thank again both mayors for being with us today. We are going to finish up today's meeting and just let you know that safety is a key. So that's why we're still doing Zoom. And it's not just Nancy and I, it is the whole committee. We have a steering committee. We have folks behind us that help us out. Janet, who does all our accounting and stuff like that. So we want to thank everyone, and we are just humbled and grateful for being here today and being able to represent for PMAC, Pennsauken Merchantville Area Chamber of Commerce. So we wish you all the best. Everyone stay well, and we're looking forward to seeing you next month. Enjoy this beautiful day. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Tim.
Take
Stay
care.
well.
Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care, guys.
You're
Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.